In my humble opinion, whenever you have to spread your message or you have to convey something very precious like our deen, and unfortunately we have become like a snake on a treasure. Not only that we are not benefiting for it, we are not letting someone else to benefiting it. And there are actually, answer to your question is that in my humble opinion, there are 3 reasons that we have not been effective despite of the fact that we possess such a prayer. I honestly believe, not because of my faith, but because of my scientific background, that today as we speak, our deen has got solutions for biological problems, for scientific problems, problems of physics, problems of genetics, social problems, mental health problems, financial problems. The international, why your country, which ruled all over the world, is in financial crisis? Why all, Western capitalist, system is in, financial crisis? Because money has been converged on top for few people. And most of the people, they don't have. I have got a strong belief, and those who are financial experts, they know that Islam has got has got the solutions for all that. But we need to work it. Quran is a book of principles, but we have to dig out from that all those things. But there are 3 things. Sorry, my talk has become a little lengthy. Number 1, whenever you have something great, we must have our own conviction about it. For example, I'm selling this rice pudding, and I myself know this is no good. So even if I'm selling it, I will not have that enthusiasm in selling it. I will not have that kind of a conviction about it. So unfortunately, we in our hearts also does not have a strong conviction that this is the solution, which in other words is called Iman. We don't have an Iman on it. And especially living in Pakistan, our problem is our youth is greatly influenced by Western people. And they want to be like them because they see that lots of science and technologies, they have come from the West, and they want to be like Western people. On the other hand, they want to be like Indian people as well. And all our living, if you just go in a house and just watch our marriages, watch our other social models, they are just imitation of and imitation is never like the original one. When we imitate the Western, we imitate it in a very, very ugly way. And when we imitate the Indian model, we do it a very ugly way. And we have got our roots in our Islam. So for cosmetic reasons, for ceremonial reason, and also as a tool for fighting with each other, we use Islam. So we don't have a conviction. This is why we cannot sell it. You cannot sell this bottle if I am not drinking from this. How can I tell other people to drink from this bottle? Number 1. The second problem is that even that golden era of Muslim world was not because there were many religious scholars there. They were there, but the main reason was that whole science and technology and development of knowledge was actually arising from Muslim world. You have got that beautiful museum where you have just depicted that all that thing was actually initiated by Islam. And the most important point is that a society is tolerant to accept the questions. If someone is ready to accept the question, no matter how nasty they are, then that society has got intellectual growth in it. And at that time, you'll be amazed to know that many controversial issues were discussed at that time, and society was so tolerant that they accepted it. Like someone questions mirage. This discussion, whether it was a physical mirage or it was a kind of an experience, I have no opinion. I'm not a religious scholar, but at that time, this was being discussed and it was tolerated by the society. It was discussed whether shafaat has got a role or not role. It was discussed at that time and people were just tolerating it and they were positively giving their point of view. And all different, you must have heard about a group of people. They said Quran is a makhluk or Quran is not a makhluk. I'll not go in technical details of it, but that society was so tolerant that they were discussing. And when society is tolerant about questions and controversial views, then science and technology and art and history and literature, all of them, they grow. So the second problem is that we don't have any solid institution in all Muslim Ummah where knowledge is being created. At the best, we are consumers of the knowledge. There are institutions where knowledge is being taught, but that's not enough. We have to create the knowledge. And that is only possible when a shopkeeper in Bahawalpur city has got a research and development department attached to his shop. May it be very primitive one. That research is one, at what time of the day customers are coming. This month, what type of commodity was purchased well, were sold, effectively. For example, so unless and until this mind of research and development is not there, you just leave the biggest institutions, right? It has to be on each and every business, each and every household, each and every institutions. There has to be a research and development department. A shopkeeper can do a little research and then can build his business. This is just an example. So unfortunately, we don't have that. This is why as the time will pass, we will become dependent of Western world more and more and more and more. So there has to be an indigenous system of research and development. This is the second problem of not actually being able to tell to the people that we have got the treasure. And the third one is, okay, there is some deficiency in faith. Okay, our science and technology is not up to mark. But we can't even present to the world that, look, we are follower of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and uswa of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is why our ikhlaq is excellent. We don't have our ikhlaq to present. Most of us back home don't know how to spit on the street. What to do with this bottle when it is empty? Which side of the road we have to go? And if a pedestrian is walking, what should be my conduct if I'm sitting in my car? And how to overtake it? And what to do with the litter? What to do when my car actually touches another car and there's some damage to the car? How I have to behave? Even those simple things we don't know. This is why we don't have strong iman, we don't have any research and development system. And thirdly, we don't have that ikhlaq, we don't have that civic sense, we don't have a social sense as a whole nation. I'm not talking about individuals. Obviously, there are individuals which are doing brilliant things. So unless and until we don't work on them, and working on them, in my opinion, this is why I have narrowed my work. There are two areas where we can work, because the vital time, as we were discussing in your radio program as well, the vital time in someone's life is year zero, the day he's born, to 7 years. Yeah. And that is the time when foundation is being laid. And whatever we record there, that has been played throughout the life. You put a bhajan in it, the bhajan will play. You play tilawat. You put in a song, you put a historical speech, when you just turn it on, it will just play the same, whatever you have just actually recorded in it, which is called wiring of the brain or pattern development of the brain. So this is how we need to work on our parenting thing. Parenting does not mean learning few techniques so that अच्छे बच्चे बन जाएं. Parenting mean how a parents can develop some of the qualities and virtues. As a result of that, the children will become characterful people. So I think for Ummat, this is the main area of my target. And my target used to be universities, but my target is not universities now. My target is not the already existing parents, but my target is now potential parents. Because we in our age are like a solid rocks. Every rock has got a statue in it. But you have to work very hard to chisel it and just make it. But young children are actually like this gunda hua atta hota hai. You can mold them anyway. So I know there are people who can actually teach adult people, but my now focus is to work on potential parents, our girls and boys who are going to colleges, and tell them that, look, we will give you some tools, we will tell you some take-home messages for first 7 years when you have Ashraful Makhluqat in your laps. This is one area. And after that age, they go to school. And the second target is teaching our primary school teachers the interactive skills and all those cognitive psychological techniques which are lacking in our society, which actually groom the character of the children. So for these two works, I have prayed my Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to dedicate my life. So I just left it to him. It's up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala how he uses me. And I also offer my services to you as well.